Jagiellonian Law's Atlantis American Confessaconter system is for you and for your organization if you're exploring issues of new accounting, new need for accounting. Our program is proven to increase life expectancy, and life expectancy is decreasing all over America, all over New England, in New Hampshire, and Vermont, and Maine. Sir Henry Vane answered the call. Sir Edward Spaulding answered the call when this happened before. Sir Edward Spaulding answered the call after the Last Supper of Jamestown, Virginia, where unfortunately they had to eat their horses. And was a great tragedy of history of famine. And he came triumphantly to the Bay Colony to build infrastructure, to build roads from Boston to Needham to Chelmsford, that food could get through to market, a signal that farmers could live further out and get their goods to Boston. Sir Henry Vane answered the call when this happened before, raised the Red Cross in America, in Boston, to signal the knights had arrived in America and that everything was going to be okay. King George Barry answered the call in building Fort Halifax, a classic English blockhouse to store goods and build ships in Portland, Maine, to protect the Kennebec River trade routes between the St. Lawrence and Boston. That knights were here, and that knights were going to stay here all year long in America. W.J. Spaulding answered the call when he was asked to build a house to one of his parishioners, an unknown named Abraham Lincoln, and provide him squire Kent English style legal training. Why him? The divine minister W.J. Spaulding, founder of Mount Pleasant, Iowa, one of her railroads, had a vision that history would call on him in the hero's journey, in the language of a great reckoning, in the language of chaos, in the language of put on it, in the language of Elvi, in the language of Kaid, in the language of anything, everything, in the language of goodness, greatness, privileges, God, Lord Almighty. These things we describe as qubits, as a metaphysics of faith in my series Kyrios Relativity. God, Lord Almighty, had a plan for this Abraham Lincoln long before the war. If it made sense racing knights from Iowa into a contrived war with the South, then it makes sense racing knights into defeating disease, injury, famine. Join us at the Sir Henry Vane College of Knights. Join us with the Atlantis American Confessaconter system, a new accounting for the human condition.